you've gone away. Are you having a wonderful mirror, mirror, mirror day? Have you gone away? Are you having a wonderful mirror, mirror, mirror day? All they care about is their own reflections. They're only looking one way. They're only looking that way. They're only looking one way. They're only looking that way. All they care about is their own reflections. All they care about is their own reflections. Are you enjoying your restful way? It's a beautiful mirror, mirror, mirror day. Are you enjoying your road of decay? It's a beautiful mirror, mirror, mirror day. All they care about is their own reflections. All they care about is their own reflections. Sleep away in your mirror, mirror, mirror way. Dream away in your own mirror, mirror, mirror way. It's time to pray. They don't know about the other way. It's time to pray. They don't know about the other way. All they care about is their own reflections. All they care about is their own reflections. Why are you looking away? It's a wonderful mirror, mirror day. Why do you keep on looking away? It's a wonderful mirror, mirror, mirror day. All they care about is their own reflections. All they care about is their own reflections. Sleep away in your own mirror, mirror, mirror way. Dream away in your own mirror, mirror, mirror way. They won't hear a single word you say in their mirror, mirror, mirror way. They won't hear a single word you say in their own mirror, mirror, mirror way. All they care about is their own reflections. 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 I'm sitting here with Andrea now, a statue of Andrea, of course, Andrea Camilleri. I've mentioned him on multiple other videos, and I've been here now for approximately 40 days, and this is what I've witnessed. First, I'll show you what I'm witnessing that way, and then I'll talk more about what I'm witnessing this way. So, a high percentage of the adults who cross through this section, beautiful area, the church, mother and child, and a statue tribute to Andrea Camilleri, very famous writer. A high percentage of the adults that cross through this section are only looking one single way. They're looking at that mirror of themselves, then they're continuing, and then they're looking at this mirror of themselves, and then they're continuing again, and then they're looking at this mirror of themselves, and then they continue again, and then they check this mirror of themselves. Then they go back this way, and then they do the same again. They check this mirror reflection of themselves, then they continue again, then they check this mirror reflection of themselves, and then they continue again, and then they check this mirror reflection of themselves. Lucas, the harp player, was here, and he sat in the same position as me, pretty much right here, and from 1 single meter away, They couldn't see, hear, or feel Lucas the harp player. They can't. This is the position I sit in, right next to Andrea Camilleri's statue. And they can't see, hear, or feel a single word I say in English or Italian for a high percentage of the adults crossing this section. I've now written 16 songs in Agrigento. I know all the good people, say that too. I know a lot of people here. It's a beautiful place. And a high percentage of the adults, they come into this section, in particular, the worst section of all. They're interested in one single thing only: the reflections of themselves that way and the reflections of themselves in this way. They can be 1 meter, 2 meters away from a harp player, not hear the harp player. They can be 2 meters away, 1 meter even away from a living writer, right next to a tribute of Andrea Camilleri, a statue, without hearing, seeing, or feeling a single word I say, or Lucas the harp player, or incredibly talented friend I met, Peter, incredible guitar player, writer and vocalist. And in all three experiences with the other artists who've come here, the situation has been exactly the same. Lucas the harp player put his hat next to Andrea to say, well, how can we compete with him? All they're interested in is not even the photo with Andrea. It's the photo of themselves. And it's been like this for many, many, many years. I repeat the statistics. From 1 meter away, they refuse to hear what I'm saying in Italian. They refuse to hear what I'm saying in English, and they refuse fiercely to hear the truth of the greatest writers of all time. I'm doing quotes from Freddie Mercury. I'm doing quotes from Paul Simon. I'm doing Break On Fruits to the Other Side, Jim Morrison. And from 1 single meter away, they ultimately refuse to offer any compassion, any empathy whatsoever, from 1 single meter away for a very high percentage of the adults moving through Agrigento. I know all of the good ones, the ones that have a heartbeat, funny enough, in every direction. I've been taking beer on credit that way, food on credit that way, cafe and food on credit that way. I know all the good people passing through the city, that's not the problem. But a very, very high percentage are only interested in one single thing, the next picture of themselves, and checking their own reflections. If I sit on that side, the number of adults that walk past only checking their own reflections. That's where this came from yesterday. I watched 2 younger ladies, I'll say, very, very closely, do exactly that. All 4 mirrors, check. Mirror, check, mirror, check, mirror, check, and exactly the same back the other way. And I've seen it 1,000 times, and in the last 8 years since I wrote Zombies Don't Feel Pain, I've seen it 1,000,000 times. It's so sad to witness what's happened to society. One second. Our friends come along, so I'm just letting them know that I'm doing a video. So this is what's happened, and I've watched it unfold very, very closely, pretty much ever since I wrote Zombies Don't Feel Pain. If they can't see, hear, or feel from 1 single meter away from a living writer, a harp player, a great guitarist, or anything at all, from 1 single meter, then what exactly do they believe in? I've written one piece of text here: would you offer a piece of bread to a dying man in need? A high percentage of the adults walking through this city absolutely would not. The night before last, I went several hours without 1 single adult offering even 5 cents. Last night I had pizza because an English couple heard what I was saying. I was asking for the food on credit. I'm determined to stay because, well, I'm writing a lot. But to see the insanity and selfishness of what the adult society have become, they got one intention when they come into this section: update myself. 1 single intention. They stand 1 meter away just taking photos of themselves, without seeing, hearing, or feeling a single word I say in any language. The same happened again today. 3 people, 1 was Australian, 2 20-odd-year-old girls. They stood 2 meters away. They heard exactly what I was saying in English. And then guess what they did next? They just walked away. They're in one place only, themselves. 1 single place for many, many, many years. And I'm not saying this for the sake of myself at all. I'm saying this for the sake of all of the writers, poets, artists, and musicians that have suffered during what has been a remarkably selfish period, where so many are so self-consumed in the world of one thing only: themselves. Checking the mirrors that way and checking the mirrors this way. It's just the truth. I'll continue fighting forward. The positive side is I know many people here. I know nearly all of the children too. And I'm letting them know about the insanity, while many just continue in the apocalypse of zero. It's really, really sad. But I'm really happy with the writing, and it's a beautiful place, so I'll keep on fighting forward. God bless.